Well, it appears I missed the event. I had to work today, so when I got home, I did check out the Splatoon thing, and it seemed like that they was in their outfits. But I was watching some shows, and I was just viewing it in handheld mode while watching some anime or whatever on my my computer, and I was like, oh yeah, they're in their outfits. But like, when I stream it a little bit later, I'll check it out on the big screen. Apparently never got to. I thought it was supposed to last all day, but apparently not. So I only got to see them in their outfits in docked mode. It was barely even a day for me. It's like, it would have only been like, I would have only literally had an hour. It's like, because like I work on Sundays and Mondays and Tuesdays. That's annoying. It's like, that's one of the reasons I always hate these Splatfests. They're so short. For me, it's like the Splatfest is basically half a day of like the time I have in order to play these. Because of work and other, like, you know, adult responsibilities. It's like they last so short. Like, I work half the weekend, so it's like I don't work Saturdays, but like I work Sundays. I work like Fridays, Sundays, and Mondays. So it's like I only got one day, and they tend to do this stuff on like, and it's like Japan time. That's really annoying. It's like, I literally just logged in a little bit ago, and it was like, oh, they're tallying up the results. It's like, motherfucker, I literally just got on. I wanted to see the whole thing. It's like, I saw a little bit like in Switch, like undocked mode, like when I had the Switch in my hand, which I didn't actually play any rounds or anything. I was just looking at it. It was like, oh, that'll be neat. Well, I guess sorry I couldn't show it. They don't show their times. That's the other thing. It's like, they don't say how much time is left on the event. They just assume you live in Japan, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's supposed to go until the 16th. It's only the 15th here. So I don't know. It's like they go by UTC time. I don't really know, but like it wrong button. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Wait, how do I stop that? Wrong button combination. There it is. Okay. This button has so many macros on it. Like, you can do macro. I've never really used it, but you can like save button inputs and replay them. Yes, it is. And this is indeed setting. Well, they did the cool Splatfest thing, which I barely got to see, and I didn't get to stream. Like when they was all in their cool outfits. I don't think I took any pictures. I should have. No, I didn't. Well, I guess I got screwed over again. Like, I get screwed over every single Splatfest. Because I get home from work, and then I stream stuff usually later, and every single time I do, it's ended. Every single time. And I don't play in the, like, I looked online, like, UTC 12 p.m. is like 7 a.m. here. Like, I'm not up by that time on days I don't work. I'm going to bed by that time on days I'm off because I'm up the night before. On days off. And on days I work, it's like I wake up at 6 a.m. I go to work at 7 a.m. I can't, I literally cannot watch their stuff. It's like, who the fuck is up at like 7 a.m. in the morning to play Splatoon? Nobody with a job. Maybe you could say it's like, oh, well, most people don't work Sundays. Well, I do, so fuck you. Damn it. Well, this is gonna be a short stream then. I wanted to stream the Splatfest thing. I'll do a couple matches and I guess I'll end the stream. I just wanted to vent my frustration at me literally seeing it just a couple hours ago. And then getting on now and finding out that it's ended. With it not supposed to have ended yet. Because it, like, Sunday isn't even over. That would mean that they ended it at like 5 p.m. or something. The hell is this? I don't know what that is. I've never seen that before. No, I guess it's done. I would have liked to play a little more, but like I was busy doing shit. I was watching anime and catching up on that and just resting. Because work, especially Sundays, Sunday work is brutal. You get so busy. So I'm just like, I'm tired. I can't stream Splatoon. Because if I don't have like something to do, like I'll just fall asleep. Like, or I'll be so tired I won't be able to even play. When it starts getting a little later, then I can play because I'm a night owl by nature. So like I start getting more awake closer to 10 p.m. again. So that's why I usually stream later. Yeah, so I got fucked over by Splatoon. Again. It's probably like the 10th time I've tried doing a Splatfest, and every single time they end way too early. It was like, oh, I'll play some like after work, and then I get on after work, and because I work Sundays, and then find out it's already ended. I work Fridays as well, and I usually don't get up till a little later on Saturdays, so it's like, realistically speaking, I only got like 3-4 hours to play these Splatfests at most. Every single time they do it. Oh well, I got to like ruler status. Or whatever. I got to like the final one before you start getting pluses. Where is everyone? Where's all the enemies? Are they as annoyed as I am that like they ended it already? I literally saw it earlier, man. I wanted to see it on TV. I'm gonna have to like watch a YouTuber or something that recorded it. I'm so annoyed. Or Nintendo can post an official video. If they do that, then I guess I'm okay with it. But like, I'm so annoyed that I didn't get to see it properly. Or maybe they'll do like an ongoing thing where just every so often they'll just like maybe once a month they'll do it. Where they bring out the outfits, because a lot of people are not going to be able to have seen that. Because I swear to God that like being able to see them in those new outfits doing that one thing was only for a couple hours at most. We still lost? I thought we won that one hands down. Weird. That's so annoying. And I tried to look online for like when the end date for it was, and there was no end date. Like it said, like it even says that there's supposed to be more songs playing like after some special ones on the 16th. Today's the 15th, so it's still going. But they ended it, and then they didn't do like, because earlier it was like nighttime, and they did the cool little thing, but I only saw it in like undocked mode. It looked blurry as hell. I got to see them in their outfits. It was flying around and all that. But like, man, I should have just streamed it then. I was like, oh, it's gonna be going on all night until tomorrow. What I thought. Because it says till the 16th, not till midday the 15th. Like, motherfucker, America exists. It's like, be more specific. There really should have been a countdown timer on screen of when it ends. I'm so annoyed. I'm so annoyed. Because I was literally there. I was gonna, like, I'm gonna spend some of the evening, you know, just enjoying the final bits of this. And then I get on, right before I start streaming, I log into the game. And it's like, oh, we ended already. Oh, go fuck yourself. I'm so annoyed. So every single person that's gonna get on after work, especially if you work 9 to 5, those people that work 9 to 5, let's see, is Eastern, which way does this time go? Like east to west. So like Western people, right? They would have it later. So like people on like the West Coast, like if they work 9 to 5, they're done. They would get home and it would have ended. So pretty much every single person that works on Sundays for 9 to 5s is completely screwed over today on the West Coast. Almost like people have jobs. I mean, working weekends suck, you know? Let me tell you. That, and I work in the food industry and they keep hiring kids for restaurants. and like they don't know what the fuck they're doing. It's like, oh, it's a place to give people opportunities. It's like, no, it's a place to work. Like, giving people, like, hiring kids just to give them an opportunity is not a thing anymore that should happen. Like, back when there was, like, enough jobs to go around, sure. But now, no, stop hiring fucking kids. That should be, like, the main thing. It's like, every business out there right now should fire every single person under the age of 25. It's like, because the people that are in their like 30s like can't afford shit as it is. Like we can't afford shit, so it's like you need to start hiring people that are older that know what they're doing. Because, like, before it made sense, especially in the 2000s, when, like, you could have a normal job and be able to afford a house and a car. Now it takes, like, I'm on low-income housing, man. Like, I can barely even afford what I got. I work 5 days a week. And making more than minimum wage. I'm making $10 an hour. Oh right, they changed everything. Thought I was still in Splatfest mode. Updated stream. I apparently missed the final day. Wigga. That's a word. Let me get some bacon. Goddamn. But yeah, man, I hate all the hiring of the young kids or whatever. It's like, I guess it saves them money, I don't know. That should really be a thing. It's like, I think you should only be allowed to hire one, like one 18 or one like 17 or younger like kid per business. There's a lot of older people out there hurting right now. They can't find anything because people keep hiring kids, and it's so annoying. Because the people that are older need it way more than the kids. There's a lot of adults with kids that need the jobs to then support them. I don't know. Economy's fucked. I literally, like today, I bought 2 of the cheapest pizzas I could find. Frozen pizzas. A half gallon of chocolate milk. And what else? Oh, and a 2-liter best choice thing of pineapple soda. It was like $16. I mean, hell, the other day, I swear to God, I only bought like some cereal, a gallon of milk. I'm like, something else. It wasn't a lie, and it was like $20. 2 boxes of cereal. Yeah, it's like I can't do anything without just literally buying enough food. Anything I can find. Like ramen noodles or just some cereal with some milk so I can like eat that as my meal for the day. Like literally anything I do anymore is over $20. And it only lasts me a couple days. It sucks, man. I'm old enough to remember me and my mom would go to like Brahms, like some ice cream place, and like get milk that was $2 a gallon. It's almost $5 now. And a gallon of chocolate milk is like 7 something. It's like $7.60. It's like it's almost $8 for a gallon of chocolate milk. Just the bargain bin Highland chocolate milk thing, just not fancy one, just literally the one you find next to the other ones. Where's that person again? He was on my side. Is there that few people playing? But yep. See, people don't understand inflation. They'll hear like, you know, it's at like 6% or something. Right? And I was like, oh, that don't seem too bad. No, that rate is what it costs big banks to borrow from the central bank. So, like, if one of the big banks borrowed $100, they'd have to pay back $106. And those banks are the ones that loan the businesses, not the central banks. Central banks only loan to other banks. Right? The Fed. They only loan, like, you don't walk into a central bank. No one does. They literally only exist to give money to They're like banks above banks. They loan money. They're banks that loan money to other banks. And ever since the Fed had to increase the Fed rate, you've been hearing about that. They're at like what, 6% something now? Because it was 0. It was like, you know, they'd borrow $1,000 and then they have to pay back $1,000. It's like it wasn't. Usually it's I'm using low numbers like that to make it more bearable, but it's usually in the billions or hundreds of billions, if not in the trillions of dollars of what they manage. So yeah, it's, and when you're dealing with trillions of dollars, you know that 6% is a lot of money. Wouldn't that be like 60 million? Am I crazy? It's like, that's just off the cuff. I don't know. I didn't do the math in my head. Either 60 or 600. I don't know. 600 is over half. No, that'd be maybe, because 10% of a trillion is 100 billion. So yeah, it'd be like 60 billion. If I'm going right. So yeah, a lot of money that has to be paid back in interest. And that's what the Fed's doing right now with the Fed rate. When they raise that. But the rate of inflation is different than that. They're basically draining the banks of money. Like they're loaning, like the big banks are loaning to the smaller big banks. And they're being drained of their money. So which means the money that's in entire circulation is more valuable because it now costs money to borrow it. And then they have to incur the costs and then put that on their customers, which is big corporations. And so they take a hit and their borrowing costs because, you know, they have to borrow. They can't just, you know, even though Microsoft is, you know, multi-billion-dollar company, they still have to borrow. Because nobody has that on hand. You know what I mean? It's like nobody is going to have multiple billions on hand. That's not how the market works. They have to essentially borrow their own money in order to get anything done, because that's just how our system's weird. So it's a lot easier for them to do that, because if you have cash on hand, then it's not making money because you're not investing it. So anything they get is like, you know, extra is going to be invested, and then you borrow against that. So if they got like, I don't know, 20 billion, or if they got like $10 billion locked up in whatever thing that they're doing that's like making 5%, right? It's a lot more economical to keep that money there and just borrow against it and be like, okay, we'll borrow like 10 billion here, but we'll keep that other 10 billion. We'll borrow that 110 billion at an interest rate. And how it's supposed to work is the interest that you're making from the investment is supposed to be more than what you're paying to get it loaned to you, so you still make a profit. Say if you was making 5% on the 10 billion every month, but then you borrowed 10 billion and you had to pay like a 3% interest rate, well, you're still making 2%, right? So you're still literally making money even though you're borrowing it from yourself. Of course, I'm no expert. As far as I know, that's how that works. So the problem is the Fed rate keeps going higher and higher, and all of a sudden that turns into a negative and they can't do that anymore. So they have to move everything around, and that negative needs to be brought up. So that 2% that they would have made is now like 0%. So now they need to make that up elsewhere by firing people, doing all the other things, and you're basically just wringing out all the large sums of money, and you shrink all that down, and that makes the overall value worth more. Because imagine if every citizen in the United States only had $1,000 in their bank account. Every rich person only had $10,000. Normal day-to-day people only had 1,000, and poor people only had 100. Which actually today is still a thing, including myself. Only got like 100 something in my account right now, so it's until I get paid again. Getting running thin. I'm still in the blue, or not blue. I'm still in the green. I was looking at the blue. I'm still in the green. I'm not in the red. I'm not behind on any debts. It's still closer to comfort than I want, though. But if everyone only had just... I thought I could get them with that. If everyone only had anywhere from $10,000 to $1,000 in their bank account, like, well, how much would something be worth? You wouldn't be charging like $100 on something. Like, you wouldn't be, like, you wouldn't go out to eat and spend like $30 to $100. That'd be outrageous, because that'd be like most of people's income at the time. If everyone only had $1,000 in their bank account, and didn't make that much, no business could charge for like food that's as high as it is now. But if people were only making $3 or $4 an hour, then like milk would be like $1 a gallon, somewhere around there. So that's what the Fed rate's trying to do. Trying to squeeze out the top end, making everything worth less, or rather, making all the richest people and banks and businesses have as little as possible. Holding full left there, but squeezing that out. And they do it to the point to where it hurts businesses so much, even though they start firing people and they just get really squeezed. Every business, every person too, it hurts every person, because then if businesses are getting squeezed, that means they gotta squeeze their customers for more. And they gotta squeeze their employees for more hours and less wages. The left seems to forget that part. Like, you can tax billionaires all you want. They'll get that money from somewhere else. They're fine. They'll just move their portfolios over to treasuries, like bonds, or something like that. Whatever makes the most profit, that's the safest. Or they can go riskier and do some, like the big 7. Like Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Facebook, like the FANGs, right? I think that's what it is, like Facebook, Amazon, Microsoft, there's Nvidia. It's like, is FANGs what it's, I forget what it's short for. They'll be fine. It's like, it sounds, trust me, it's like, I'm not just hating on like the left or Democrats or anything. Trust me, I understand. But you have to realize, is like the Robin Hood way of going about it, while I understand every aspect of it, I truly do. But like, you know, just tax the rich, feed the poor. Like, it don't work like that. So if you tax the rich, they have less money to pay the poor people. Right? So it's like, if they're getting squeezed, like, they're not going to hire poor people. They're just going to keep a couple of their top people there and make them work more. That didn't help anybody. It's like, yeah, if the businesses make a lot of money, like the CEOs are going to get like their multi-million-dollar packages, fine. I think they make too much, but like, just, it doesn't help anybody to tax them into oblivion, and I understand. So I don't know what their angle is. Like, they're treating like, oh, we'll just tax all the people who make over, like, with capital gains tax, increase that make this much. It's like, that's fine. Talking about like Kamala Harris and all her stuff. It's like, I understand the sentiment, but if you actually understand how market works, like actually do, it doesn't help anything. It's like, it don't. Like, quite literally, Kamala Harris's policies, if enacted, would only hurt me, a person that only makes $1,000 a month. Even though I personally wouldn't be hit by the thing, because I make like fucking nothing. I personally wouldn't be hit by the thing. And my boss, like the place I work at, probably doesn't even make enough money in order to be hit by those taxes. But I'll tell you what will, is Cisco, the place that the restaurant buys the food from. And all they're going to do is raise their prices more, making the food costs go up, which means that we would still have to raise, like, the restaurant would still have to raise its menu prices, regardless. Because then the food would cost more, and then that means the employees, like us, like, would have to work more. Or like well, we already work as much as we can, so it's like, because we're not open all day, so they would literally just have to do, they wouldn't have any other choice but to raise food prices. Because Cisco, I can guarantee you, would be hit by all those capital gains tax and other things. I can guarantee they would be hit by all those policies. And capital gains, you know, making a return, but I'm sure they do. And so that would hurt the business more than anything. Food prices are already doubled. I put the food away every Monday and Friday. It's like, I know how much they spend, because I literally look at the invoice every single week. Because I'm the one that putting on, I check to make sure we got everything. So it's like, I know what they pay for every, like, I mean, just the fuel is like $300-400, I think, and they charge that. It's like, if you run a small restaurant and think you're only gonna spend like $1,000 or something a month on food, no, you ain't. Spend probably, the place I work at is like only like 3 small rooms, privately owned restaurant, right? The only one, it's not a franchise or nothing. There's only one of the restaurant I work at. It's just the one, and it's owned by 2 people. And they work like and one of them works there most days. Like every Monday's order is like 6,000 just about. And then they probably pay another couple thousand for Wednesday. And then every Friday is like $3,000 to $4,000. Because like you need to stock up for the weekend because we get really busy on the weekend. And keeping in mind that just hell, when I started working there, it's like they was only spending like $2,600 to $3,000. Same damn order. Same damn number of eggs. Same damn, like, everything. They've had the same menu for like 10, 15 years. Same shit. Literally the same shit. And in fact, we have like less customers now than what we used to before the pandemic. A little bit. Still gets busy, but it doesn't get as busy as it used to. Like, not to that level. Before, there'd be people waiting outside. Now it just gets to where almost every table's filled, but like, even that's sort of rare. And the food prices went from like $2,600 to over $6,000. Same damn order. So tell me what the inflation price is. Like, it's from Cisco. The prices have doubled just for ordering like restaurant stuff. And that's with taking things off the menu. They literally had to take some stuff off the menu because it was too expensive. They couldn't charge. People wouldn't pay the prices for what they would have to charge for it. It'd be like $20 meals or something, I swear to God. If they had to do that, because like the price is like almost tripled on some of the items. Some stuff had to be substituted for cheaper things. It's bad, man. And then you start to wonder why every single red state thinks the way it does or does the thing it does. There's reason for that. Like the people that work in businesses and office buildings and all that make a decent amount of money, right? Their lifestyle is different than those living in like Kansas, where I'm at. The lifestyle is different. Like they make more money. And they live in more expensive places. And because they make more money, it's like they see things differently. So they think like, yeah, well, tax them, tax this, do this. It's like they don't understand. They really don't. So yeah. This is just me venting, but yeah, this is... Like, if you live in a blue state, I'm very sorry for you. I mean, things may be okay for you, but like... It's not in a lot of places. I mean, thankfully, the people here in Kansas are kind of used to struggling a little bit, so it's like... People can make do. Because people have always kind of had to. Which is why you don't, like, necessarily hear... Like, you don't really see Kansas on the news at all. Even though Kansas is not doing okay right now. Like, this place really isn't. Kansas is not doing okay. Yeah. The state is, was already hurting for money. I'll say this, though. Kansas is a Republican state. But it is technically not a Trump Republican state. If you want to know what Kansas is, if anyone who doesn't live in Kansas wants to know, like, okay, what's like the political aspect of Kansas? I can, or at least not the people, because the people are completely different than like our government. Like the people that like, the senators and governors and all that, they're on a completely different wavelength than all of the people. So the senators, like the old fucks that's in the Kansas legislature right now, the way they think about things is the old way of Republican. Not like they're kind of for Trump just because Trump's like Republican, but like the way Kansas thinks specifically is like what the government says is what goes. Generally, to a fault. Like Kansas is one of only like 2 or 3 states in the entire United States that has marijuana completely illegal. Because, and their reasoning for that apparently is because federally they believe as marijuana as a drug, and so Kansas sees it as just a drug, an illegal drug. That's what Kansas sees marijuana as, an illegal drug, an illegal substance. Like Kansas sees marijuana the same way that like other places will see cocaine. It's like, it is very strict. Hilariously though, like if you don't think that people don't do that here, that's wrong. I am one of the few people that I've ever met, you know, me, that's never done it. You'll be hard pressed to ever find a Kansan in your entire life that has never smoked weed. I am one of the few. Like anyone over the age of like 17 in any city or town here in Kansas, like if you were to do like 10,000 people, maybe 50 have never done it. It's very rare. I'm a goddamn unicorn. So the fact that it's like wholly illegal, I find funny. But that's how this state is. It's like just really, really old Republican, like 1950s. Like old crotchety ways of thinking. This is the entire upper level of our government. Very old and crotchety. It does some cool things though, but in others it's just really dumb. So that's the way Kansas is. Like they didn't expand with Obamacare. Like, and Kansas is broke as fuck too, by the way. They're just so crotchety. All the states around us have like legalized marijuana, and they're raking in billions for it. Like taxing marijuana, it makes a state, like it just makes them print free money. And Kansas needs that, and for whatever ungodly reason, they just don't want to do any of that. Like, they don't want free money. Maybe it's because, like, they're just so in their values of being like, oh no, you have to work hard for it. It's like, well, that's not working right now. Everyone's fucking broke. Our state's broke. Everything is broke here. Sorry, just venting, pissed off that the fucking thing ended before I even got a chance to get on. They're just sitting down now? Oh. Kind of wish I could have streamed that big cool event they had earlier. At least I caught a little bit of it, but damn, I'm still annoyed by that. Hopefully they'll bring it back and not just for like a couple hours. I was wanting to do that all weekend. I was wanting to see it all weekend in their outfits. And I never got to see it because when I got on to finally start streaming, they ended it. So annoyed. I'm so annoyed. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening to me rant. There's a lot of things I'm annoyed with right now, honestly. Also, keep in mind, I'm not like a big supporter of the current Republican Party. But like, whatever fucking works, man. Like, the Democrats have shown that they've completely lost their goddamn minds. It used to be kind of like just petty rivalry, and you can kind of understand both sides, but now it's just gotten just two extremes. And one side is just complete shit. The Democrats, like, everything, every policy that they've been coming out with is just literally trashing everything. And so it's like, and they don't learn from their mistakes. It's so stupid. It's like, like they're trying to pave golden roads with good intentions. But then they're just making the city that they forced to make the golden roads go into debt. Because they thought that it would look nice. And then everyone gets charged like 30-40% tax on everything, and everyone's like living on the street. So that's kind of what they're trying to do right now. So it's it's like, I understand the intention, but nobody sat down and thought for more than a minute on any policy that they're doing right now, regardless of how good it sounds. It just, I understand the good intentions, but it's not an educated decision. None of them were. It's like, goddamn. It's just it's a decision to make yourself look good in the moment, but man, it hurts people in the wallet and all that later on. And that's what we're feeling now. You're like, oh, that's just what Trump did at the end of his thing. Kind of, sort of, not really. I mean, everyone got fucked by COVID. It's like, that's not what I'm talking about. It's how you handle it afterwards. I mean, we was gonna get hit no matter what, but it's a lot worse now than what it should have been, is what I'm saying. If they handled it better. Anyway, I'm gonna go or rant more about it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.